Oh yeah. Hi everyone, I'm Hagen with Minecraft Source. Yes, I'm wearing the same clothes. Both of these videos were filmed on the same day. Ignore that. Welcome to part 2, or I guess you can call it part 2. Welcome to the second part of our little mini thing that is essentially setting up. The first part, we were unboxing it, showing you what all's supposed to come in it, getting you familiar with that. And for this part, we are going to set it up and do our first cut with it. Let's get right into it. You're coming over here again. Yodelay, 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 hee-hoo. First little part, after we've got everything out of the box, ready to go, we're gonna take our Solo, flip it on its back a little bit, and right here is our serial number. What we're gonna do with that is you're gonna go to starcraftvinyl.com/create, and it says serial activation for Solo. You're gonna enter your serial number right there and click get create serial. Now, after you've done that, you're gonna copy the set of numbers it gives you. You're gonna go over to starcraftvinyl.com/solo and click create. Then you're gonna click download for Windows. You're gonna go ahead and click the .exe that pops up. Click yes, I accept, next, next. If you want the desktop icon, you can. Next, install. And at that point, you can click Launch StarCraft Create. That'll open up the software. As soon as you open the Create software, you're going to get a pop-up. It says Activate or OK. You're going to go ahead and click Activate. After that, you're going to enter your name and serial code that you were given on the activation screen, not the serial code that's on the bottom of the Solo. And then you're going to click OK. After you click OK, another pop-up window will show up asking New Project, Open Project, or Recovered Projects. So now at this point, you can go ahead and click New Project. So I'm going to leave all the settings the same for this new project. I don't want to name anything crazy, so Untitled won't work. 12 by 12, vertical portrait, units, inches, no problem. Just click OK. And now we're back here. We're going to take our Solo, drag it as close as possible. First, we're going to take our blue USB 2.0, go ahead and plug it into the designated spot on the side there, right there. Then we're going to take our power cord, go ahead and plug that in. The USB 2.0 cable is going to plug into the back of your computer, and the power cable, plugs into the ground. Okay, now that we've got it all plugged up, you're gonna go ahead and press the little button. After you click it, your lights are gonna come on, stuff might move a little bit, and at this point, you get our little goodie bag. In this little goodie bag, we have our pen tool, our cutting tool, and our actual blades that do the cutting and all that for us. After you've turned on your Solo, you can come back to the Create program, click on Cutter up here, My Cutter, and then Manage Cutters. Right here, you're gonna go to, from the Add Machine area, you're gonna click Company Brand, scroll down to StarCraft, and then on Model, it should automatically do it as Solo. You can click Add to List. I already have one there. Click Done. And once you click Done, it will save everything as you have done it, and then we can start with more fun stuff. First, what we're gonna do is take our pen and its little replacement part, finagle that out of here, put the replacement pen right there. You need a piece of paper. Grab your paper. Come on, paper. Do you have your paper? Great. That's stupid. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna take our cutting mat, move the paper out of the way. Is it upside down? It is upside down. Then we're gonna take this protective film off, take our piece of paper, and put it where the camera can see it. We're gonna put it on the bottom right portion of our mat. Get that nice and spread on there, make sure it's not gonna move. We're gonna take our pen tool, get this little nubbin off the end. It doesn't want to, that's a problem. Pull that all the way out to get the nubbin off. Then we're going to scribble it to make sure it's writing. Yeah, it's writing. Put it back in there. I guess that's as far out as it sticks. Fair enough, acceptable. We're gonna screw that all the way on there at the moment. That's what I'm gonna do anyways. So this writes, what we're gonna do first, come right here, unscrew that some so that it comes out. Put our latch down, stick this up in there, and align the black line over the very end, line it up with the little notched line, and then put that lever back down. Next, we want this over here. So we're gonna press our right button so that it comes over. We're gonna take our pen, set it in there to where it hits the paper, and then ever so slightly lift it up, just barely, not a whole lot, while you screw that tight. Now we're gonna set the origin. What you wanna do with that is we're gonna use these arrows to move our pen to this bottommost corner. The origin point is the area in the Create software that all of your cutting will start from, and it'll lead off of that. So we're gonna try to get this as close to that bottom right corner as we possibly can. If you want it to go slower, you can hit the middle button, and it's so much slower so you can get real accurate in there. Now what we're gonna do is go to the Create software, click View. I'm going to do Show Grid. That way it gives me some sort of idea where I'm at on our map. I'm gonna click the little picture button right here. That's the library. I'm gonna pull up an arrow just to have something to draw. I'm gonna hold Shift and make that a little bit bigger so that it keeps its aspect ratio. I'm gonna stick it right there, honestly. So we're going to click on our arrow, then we're going to go to this right here. This is our style panel, and cut line type cut, that's what we're gonna change here. We're gonna change from cut to draw. Then we're going to go up here. We're going to click Create. From cut, we're gonna go to draw pin. We're going to origin point. What that means is wherever your pin is, it will draw your shape as close to that as it possibly can. We're gonna go ahead and click Create. After you hit Create, we're gonna hit Draw. If your drawing pen isn't drawing from the get-go, just try again, like 2 more times and it'll work. That's what worked for me. Also, make sure you're hitting the draw button, not the stop button, because that will, you know, make it not draw. Now it's time to make it draw on camera this time, because I'm a big dummy head. In there. Move it down in that corner like before. We're gonna click Create, and draw. Look at it go. Look at it, it's so fast. Oh, well, this camera didn't get it, so guess what? We're doing it again. Create. Look at it. So fast. Look at that. And they're like perfectly touching. You'd love to see it. Put that now, pull this out. Look at that. Our 2 perfect little arrows. Oh yeah. Fantastic. Get out of here. So we know that works now. Now we're doing the scarier stuff. What I'm gonna do first is actually, we're gonna unscrew this and pull our pen out because we know that works. We're gonna grab our pen holder, or not the pen holder, the knife holder, the cutting holder. So after we have this, we're gonna take it out. We have this right here. Look at it. Right here, we have 2 45-degree blades and 1 60-degree blade, which is the blue one. Make sure you don't drop this. It's very important. We are going to unscrew the brass one. So after getting your brass ring right here loosened up, you're going to grab your blade and take the red protecting thing off. See that right there? Don't drop it now, it's scary time. So after you have your brass loosened, you can press that, our little springy button, stick that up in there. And there's a little magnet in there that'll hold it nice and in place, and you can release. Now, we don't want our blade poking out as much as it is right there. So we're gonna screw our brass piece back in, and we're going to turn our blade to where it's barely showing, just barely. Then we're gonna screw our brass part back down so it doesn't move anymore. It should be good to go right there. I'm actually gonna put it a little bit further. There you go, not too much. Now we can come back over here, put it in place, make sure that there's a little lip on the blade right there. You're gonna make sure that our holder goes over that, and you're gonna screw it back home. Perfect. And now we have everything back where it needs to go. After all this time, good Lord, we should be good to go. I'm gonna grab some vinyl. What I've got here is a very large, happens to be a scrap piece of vinyl that we have. Now, it's a little janky, but it'll survive, hopefully. We're gonna do it like before, putting that bottom right corner on the bottom right corner, make sure it's as flat as it can possibly be. We're gonna put this up in here, lined up like it's supposed to be. Close it. Let's get as close to that corner as possible. Cool, connect to the Create software. Go back over to our style area, change it from draw to cut to create. We're gonna go from our pen to our, I'm just gonna go to one of my presets, but I'll read off the settings for you, so hopefully it'll make it a teensy weensy bit easier. My settings are 15mm blade offset, 1mm overcut, 10 force, 17 score force, 7 speed, and 10 up speed. Okay, I can see how this would be a little confusing. So as a courtesy for you, I'm gonna include some links down below to the settings that you can use for your solo. It should help quite a bit when it comes to finding the settings for whatever it is you're cutting. So yeah, check that out. Your settings will more than likely be different for every vinyl that you use, especially since our blades are more than likely at different lengths. So make sure you just experiment with your blade exposure, your blade length, like how much it comes out of the pen, as well as all of the settings in your Create software. So I'm gonna click Create and just see what happens. Okay, bring this out. It looks like it might have been dang near perfect. I might grab my weeding hook weeder, and just take a gander here. Look at that, look at that. And that right there is your first cut. Look at that. Everything is almost without a hit. All right. If you have any questions about that, feel free to comment below. This can be a confusing process, but yeah, other than that, dandy. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and be sure to ring the little bell so you get our notifications. Our most recent video should be down in this corner, and I highly recommend watching it. Thank you.